Man.
We're live! It's fantastic!
You've got a whole herd of Easter bunnies here. What's going on?
Oh, we're going to decapitate them. Yes, we do, because Easter's coming, and Easter is like my favorite holiday, because the wine industry, it really messes up all the other holidays. Like, when you get into Labor Day, we're often picking sparkling wines then.
Yep.
Thanksgiving is Chardonnay, Pinot, Riesling. They're coming in that time. And maybe Merlot might be starting. And then Christmas and New Year's, well...
Ice wine.
Being the ice queen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So anyway, so Easter, we can't pick grapes at Easter. If we're picking grapes at Easter... Which actually, you know, I think about it. My first ice wine harvest at Pilitary in 1997... because the winter was so late and we had an El Nino winter, there were only 5 days we could pick all year long, and the last night was March 25th.
Oh wow!
And it was brutal. It was brutal. So we waited that long to get the last pick of ice wine. So it was crazy. So yeah.
Luckily, that doesn't happen most years.
Well, look how gorgeous it is right now. So anyway, okay, let's not talk about the weather. How Canadian is that, right? So. All right, but what is also Canadian is to not be able to make up my mind what favorite wine I like with whatever, right? Because we all like to taste wine right now and drink a little bit, and that's okay. I just wrote a lengthy little thing on a website because there's a thought out there that we're all drinking too much wine right now. We're all drinking too much. I just think that we're drinking more sensibly right now because we're drinking like a glass or 2 glasses every night as opposed to binge drinking. At the party or a celebration or the bar or whatever, and we see what we're drinking at our in our blue box at the end of the week.
Yes, I think that's the shocking thing for people.
Yes, I don't actually drink all that. Well, before you probably drank all that, you just didn't know it because a quarter of that was at the bar or 10% was at a friend's house or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, so Easter, love it. Get back on track soon. All right, so I thought let's try some Easter treats and see which one goes best with the wines. But then when I got to the store this morning, I was like, I didn't know that the Lindt bunny rabbits came in 3 different colors. There's white and milk chocolate and dark. So.
Well, then.
Duh. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through pairing chocolate and wine together. This Lindt teddy bear, or whatever it is, bunny rabbit, needs a refund because he's broken. That's, clearly he's going back. Oh, and it's hazelnut. Well, who knew?
Oh, even better.
Even better. Yeah, that's true. All right, so pairing wine and chocolate, it sounds like an odd combination, but actually works really, really well. And there's so many things that align between the two because chocolate expresses terroir, just like wine does. Mm-hmm. It really shows the soil that it's growing in. The harvesting of it is really important as well, as far as the harvest dates and how ripe the beans are. They go through a fermentation, so you have the cocoa pod, and then inside of it is the beans, but it is covered in a slime. Oh. And so it needs to go through a fermentation process to digest that slime. That's the easiest way to get rid of it.
Oh wow!
Just like wine goes through a fermentation.
Yeah. And
then the beans themselves, you roast them, and and how much do you roast them, and how hot, and how long, all changes the flavors of the cocoa beans. And just like wine, we put wine in the barrel, and what kind of a barrel does it go into, and how much roasting does it get? Is it light, medium, or heavy toasted, just like the cocoa bean?
Right.
And then, they're both obviously decadent and delicious, and apparently they're not
necessary to good life.
They're necessary to good life. So, yes. So, chocolate also has tannin in it, and it's the tannin often is what we need to link up with when we're figuring out what kind of wine we want to enjoy it with. So that's why I got 3 different wines out, and I thought let's just eat through these, and I'll tell you about what I'm tasting and how the wine is working with it, and then we'll move through. And be kind of a fun thing to do I think anybody should do this at Easter. So,
groovy. Okay, where are you going to start?
So I'm going to start with the Loved by Lou Riesling because it's easy drinking, light, fresh. So one principle always should be the wine should be sweeter than the chocolate.
Oh, okay.
And so that's tough to do with the dark chocolate sometimes, but with white chocolate, that's easier. And so white chocolate really doesn't have any cocoa in it. It's just the butter that is extracted from the chocolate making process.
Okay.
But it still has richness. And what is so beautiful about it is the texture that you get, how it coats the palate.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking with Riesling, because the bright acidity that Riesling has, it's going to cut through those fats and oils from the cocoa milk. So, okay, wine. Riesling. If it's not making your mouth water, if it's not fresh and bright, it's not well done. And my mouth is watering right now. It's fresh, it's crisp, it's acidic, and a little bit of sweetness to it as well, that one. So, don't you feel suggestive when you do that?
Yes.
Okay, so how it's breaking, how it's crumbling kind of gives you a bit of idea of the texture of the wine as well. So the milk chocolate, like it's just kind of like it doesn't crack apart, it kind of just rolls apart in a sense. And so with the white chocolate, and what you want to taste chocolate too, is you chew it in a sense, but then it's also about taking your tongue and kind of like smooshing it across the top of the roof of your mouth.
Oh yeah.
And seeing how that slips in a sense.
Yeah.
So okay, here we go. It's so soft. As I'm sliding it now, it's really coating the palate. We got a lot of slip, a lot of texture to it. And it's really milky in a sense too. So with the wine, the acidity just cuts through it,
Right.
cleanses the palate. And you kind of elevate some of the lemon and orange notes that are in the wine too. It's kind of wild. Neat. Okay. Let's just carry on.
I just want to note that Alan, you know our friend Alan from Waterfalls,
Yes.
Waterfalls, he says, shoot, I came here for some cooking, not day drinking.
Oh, Ellen.
And he also wants to know that it's apparently International Whiskey Day, and he's wondering whether you're going to celebrate that later.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was International Whiskey Day. Now I do. Now I will. Thanks. Moving into the Baco Noir. So our Baco Noir, the Barn Baco, is not aged in oak barrels, and Baco Noir doesn't really have a lot of tannin to it anyway. And so when working at pairing this wine, it's kind of interesting. This could go both ways. This could work well with a really nice milk chocolate. It could probably almost work well with that white chocolate as well, because you don't have the tannin, that tactile sensation that you get when you taste bigger, full-bodied
Right.
wines.
But you do have nice acidity in Baco, so with the white chocolate.
The acidity, which is making my mouth water again with the blueberry, raspberry, strawberry notes that are inherently in it, that just come naturally from the grape and from the fermentation process. Right, and it makes me think, actually, in this case, I actually kind of want the milk chocolate to go with it more than the white, because that fruity note. Okay, so going in for the milk chocolate, this one has a little bit of hazelnut to it as well. So we'll see how that works. So that'll give it some texture on the palate. But anyways, with the chocolate, here we go. Crunch, crunch. All right. There's something about Lindt chocolate that has just like this velvety, gorgeous texture to it.
Yeah.
So good. Let me pair it with the wine too. 1 second. So I don't get that same feel in the palate that I got with the white chocolate, because this one is going to have a little bit of tannin with it, just like the wine has really not a lot of tannin to it.
Right.
And I'm going to try this afterwards too, just for the sake of life and timing here and everyone watching, because I think the white chocolate would actually work well with that Baco.
Yeah.
That just that fruity note with the white chocolate could be really super cool. I think that's kind of fun going back and forth when you do this at home yourself, and you all should. It's highly recommended. Is that to see which ones go the best and which ones don't, and you'll see why they work. You'll taste it firsthand. Okay, that was the Barn Baco Noir. Last is the Chestnut Tree Cabernet Franc. This is the 2017, aged in French and American oak barrels for 22 months after it was on the skins for about almost 30 days. So in this case, we've got a pile of tannin. We have grape tannin coming in from the ferment process, the time on skins, and we have the tannin coming from the oak barrels. So, yeah, it's just on the nose, has so much more concentration, so much more intensity than what the Baco does. The Baco is beautiful on the nose, but it's just all fruit. This is fruit and oak and savory notes, and it's like tar and tobacco notes that come through it as well. So As the chocolates are changing, the wines are changing. Here, because of the Cabernet and all that oak and all the tannin that it has, my mouth is already dry. Like,
Right.
it already has like, it's almost like sawdust or sandpaper has gone on the palate type thing, because there's a grittiness to it type thing. So would that go well with the white? Probably not, because they're polar opposites in a sense. So I'm going for the dark chocolate bunny here.
Just bite its head off. Just do it.
I feel so mean taking his head off. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. It's not who I am. Okay, I need a bigger piece of that though.
Hence, just bite its head off. Are you new?
Oh, I've got stories from university years. I came home from school one day and this great big lower C-chord bunny had shown up from some guy somewhere. Anyway, and I was so angry, so I ripped the whole head off and ripped the bunny ears off and ate it, and it was so good. Next thing, the whole lower C-chord bunny was gone. I felt great. This is my ex-fiance. I know where it came from. Okay. So, it has the traditional richness that Lindor has, or Lindt chocolate has, not Lindor, Lindt chocolate has, because it's just so rich, but it's so much more texture to this one because it is darker chocolate. I feel the chocolate, I feel the tannin with it. There's a little bit of grittiness on the palate. As my tongue slides across the top of my mouth, it doesn't slide as easily as it does
Right,
with the
because
white.
there's not as much fat with the darker chocolate, right?
That's right.
And there's more acidity.
Mm-hmm. And we have no sugar, like not a lot of sugar with the dark chocolate too, versus
Right.
the other ones. So that whole concept, as well, I mean, making sure that the wine is sweeter than the chocolate or your dessert. In this case, I'm going to dry wine. The dark chocolate almost has so much less sugar to it too. Wow, that's just heavenly.
So how does it change the wine with that one? Does it soften it?
It actually kind of, the tannin from the wine and the cocoa from the chocolate kind of cancel each other out.
Right.
And it seems like the fruit notes are just elevating that much more than what they were before.
Oh, hello. That sounds yummy then.
It does. I mean, there's far more cherry and strawberry, blackberry, currant notes like lingering on the palate now, as opposed to like the savory notes that were beforehand.
Yeah. The cedar and the leather and the tar and all that stuff. Yeah. Interesting. So basically, you're kind of, it is. People don't know how hard it is to be you.
No one understands.
But basically what you're doing, it's almost like you're matching values here, like the sweetness, the texture, the acidity between the chocolate and the wine.
Right.
There has to be a relationship there.
There has to be a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's, for those that have been in before and have seen some of the displays in normal times, we did sell once upon a time Brix chocolate at BRIX, named just like the puppy poo Brix, the Bunnies that used to run all over here. Brix being the word that we use to quantify sugar in grapes and wine. But Brix chocolate actually made 4 different kinds of chocolate with 4 different cocoa levels and then each one of the different suggestion for wines. And as the intensity of cocoa went up, so did the body and the texture of the wine suggested to go with it too. So neat. I think, there's cheese and wine pairing. There's Pringles and wine pairing, which we'll do another day. But I just think it's decadent to do a chocolate and wine pairing, and I think it's fun, something fun you can do at home. And just I just found these. I was going to do a few more things, but I think for the sake of time, I was going to compare like the different bunnies and the quality of the bunnies, and
like a bunny pageant.
A bunny pageant.
Yeah, this is getting weird, Sue Ann.
Yeah, I know, but I think I'll just kind of call it there and say, you know what, we've got the instant Easter pack for sale. It is $130.70. It comes with 6 different wines, and sorry, it doesn't come with any chocolate, but it does come with 6 different recipes to tell you how to enjoy each wine all through the Easter season, and is handmade by myself and proofread by Cara 9 times to make it right, and is a way cool way to celebrate Easter. So anyway, so start thinking about Easter now because it's not far away, and we hope to see everybody back here soon. We've got Wines by the Glass, Wine Online, stop in to say hello as well. Retail's open, mask up, and we'll see you here soon.
Awesome.